Hello everybody, Paul here. Today I am going to do a shave with a couple of different things. Today I thought I would do a comparison of the American red tip and the British red tip razors. I've had some, I did post a picture on the Big Shave of my shave today using my British red tip. And some people were asking, I think that was you, Dustin, was asking what's the difference between the two. So I'm just going to hold them up side by side so you can see. I think they're very similar in the way that they look on first glance. However, if you look down here at the knob, you can see that there's a space here between the bottom of the handle and the twist to open knob that is not present here. There's a little indentation here, but it's not a true separation between the two. So on the American razor, when you twist the twist open knob, it's the actual this knob that turns and the razor opens. Okay, and the knob doesn't move, it just twists. Okay. And there's a little bit of resistance in there. You feel a little bit of resistance in there when it opens, but it's relatively smooth. So there's that one. Now the English razor, or the British razor, is a little bit different. When you twist your twist to open knob, you'll notice that the actual knob, the bottom part of this razor actually moves up. It actually moves up to the handle. And the drive mechanism here, from what I understand, is like a worm drive sort of system. And it is actually, when you feel this, the mechanism is much smoother than the American made Gillette red tip. So also, if you look at the knurling, pretty much the same. However, the weight of this razor is a little bit more substantial than this. This seems to be a little bit heavier. I've not put them on a scale, but just by feeling them, this feels a little more heavy, a little more solid. I've shaved with both of these. They're excellent shavers. They both work great. I'm happy with both of them. Today, I'm going to go ahead and just shave one side of my face with the American one side with the British one. I've loaded them with a Washcott blade. Both of them have brand new Washcott blades in them, and I'm going to be using a new product that I got. I know many of you on the Big Shave have seen the William Neumann soaps and aftershaves and whatnot, and they just came out with a new shaving cream, and they came out in two flavors. One is the Old Fashion Soda, and the other is the Absolute Zero. And this one smells a lot like, to me, a lot like root beer. I've not actually used this one. I've been using the Absolute Zero, which I really like. That's a menthol one, and I really enjoy that. And I'm also going to be using the matching aftershave with it as well. So we'll get started here in just a minute. I've prepared my face with the shower, and I've applied some Peraza white to my face. I'm going to be using my Rooney Super Badger brush, which I really like. This is a real nice brush. Kind of not super dense, but kind of in-betweener. Works great for pretty much everything. Not a lather hog. It's got great flow through, and so I'm going to go ahead and use this today. And it's got a nice fan top on it, which I really like. I think that you feel more of the bristles on your face, so even though it's not a huge knot, it has the sensation of being bigger than what it actually is. So we'll go ahead and get going. I'm just going to wet my face here. So what I found with this cream, what seems to work best for me is I kind of I have my brush soaking. I'll give it a little shake, a couple little shakes, and then I'll just go ahead and apply one squirt of the cream right to the brush. I think it works pretty good. This cream is fairly creamy or liquidy. Just to compare it to some, I'd say it's pretty similar to Ingram's in consistency. So I'll go ahead and just start applying this to my face. And I found this cream really does make a nice lather. I have lathered it in the bowl and on my face. Being an individual who enjoys face lathering, I think this seems to work really good for me. So if you are a face latherer, I wouldn't be afraid of trying this stuff. It can be used either way. So I'll go ahead and just go ahead and start mixing it up here. And what I've been doing is I'll apply some of the cream, kind of get it starting to lather pretty good, and then I'll apply another squirt of the cream to the brush, just to help build a lather on my face and in the brush, so that I have enough lather for the entire shave, good three and a half passes or so. So as I'm lathering this, I'm just adding droplets of water to it. Okay, and I'm just going to add another second dose of the cream, just to really get a nice, luxurious, thick lather. So obviously the amount of water you've got to add to this is going to be dependent upon, you know, how soft or hard your water is, how much cream you're using, how dense you want your lather. So that's all going to be an individual thing. But I have found that this cream is really pretty easy to work with. It makes a nice creamy, dense lather. And the scent is really quite pleasant. Like I said, this one to me smells like like root beer, and it may have a hint of a cola scent to it as well. But it's really a unique scent, and I kind of like it. It's not like anything else I've tried before. So I think it's a real neat idea for a scent for a cream. Quite unusual. Not your typical you know, clean, fresh, soapy scent. It's a little bit different. So this one, this Old Fashioned Coal also comes in a hard soap, and I do have a couple of the Neumann hard soaps, which I really enjoy. I think they make real nice lather, and I enjoy shaving with them. The lather's nice and thick, protective, and really works good. So I decided to go with the two new ones, with the cream version. Since I do have a couple of the soaps, I thought I would go ahead and give the cream a try, just to see how it works, and I've been pretty happy with it. So okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and smooth this out. We'll go ahead and get going. Dump out my scuttle. I'm just going to put my brush in there, just kind of keep it warm. The other nice thing about the squeeze tube is that, you know, if you find that as you're going on, you're not having enough, you don't have enough lather left in the brush, you can go ahead and always just put another squirt on there. It's easy enough to apply. So on the right side of my face, I am using the American red tip. So the red tip, this red tip was the first one I got, and it is one of my favorite vintage Gillette razors. I love the way the red tip feels, and I love the shade that I get from it. Okay, so that's the British side. On the first pass with the grain, no real discernible difference. I have shaved with both of these razors, but never at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any perceptible difference between the two. I've always gotten really good shaves out of both of them. So, okay. Okie dokie. Pass number 2, cross grain. Okay, very good. The wash cut is feeling nice and smooth in both of these razors. No tugging, no pulling. The Neumann cream is also providing a very nice, smooth, slick, cushiony surface to shave on, and like I said, the scent is really quite enjoyable. So here we go, pass number 3. Okay. Alright. Okay, pass number 3, and then for my last pass I'm just going to do an aggressive grain pass on my neck here real quick. So that's what I have left in the brush. After 3 passes, I suppose I have enough there to do the last pass. So at this point I probably would add a little bit more cream just to finish this up, but a little more water to this. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and do the last pass against the grain. So I know some people are probably going to say that for the last pass, it's probably a lot of lathering for the to build that the lather. That that's just inviting irritation on the neck. But I will say this: definitely that could be a problem if you're using a brush that's fairly prickly or scrubby. But this Rooney Super Badger brush is real soft, and it is not one of the more scrubby brushes that I have, and even going back and relathering over an area that you've shaved over a couple times, there's really no risk of brush burn with this particular brush. That might not be the case with one of my smoked bore brushes or one of the scrubbier brushes, but this brush is pretty forgiving. So anyways, just kind of compare the shaves on both sides. Both nice and smooth. They both, to me, feel pretty much the same. I know that the English red tip or the British red tip is supposed to be more aggressive. I can't really perceive a difference in aggressiveness between the two. They're both great shavers. I personally kind of enjoy the rocket style British Gillette, vintage Gillette razors. I think that the twist to open mechanism on these is really cool, and it's basically the same thing that you're going to see on the rockets as well. So this is an English rocket or British rocket, Super Speed HD, and the American version opens pretty much the same as the American red tip, and again the English or the British version has this space there, and has again the same kind of mechanism. And if you notice, the lower part of the twist open knob actually raises up into the handle as the doors open. I can kind of see that. So it's a much smoother mechanism, and I think because there's more metal there, it actually adds a little more weight to the razor, which makes the razor a little heavier, which I like. And I really I love the Rocket HD, and I am really loving the Rocket Red Tip. I mean, basically you take my favorite vintage razor, which is the red tip, and you add that British opening mechanism and more weight, and you've got a really nice razor there. So anyways, that's my little review on those. The Neumann soaps or the Neumann cream's excellent. My only thing I would say about this, it's easy to lather, makes a good lather, but it's not super duper concentrated. As you saw, I did have to add a little bit at the end. No big deal. I mean, comes in a huge container. I basically use 2.5 squirts for the shave, and it's a real nice, slick, creamy, protective lather that stuff creates. Is a real nice product. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use the matching aftershave. This is the Neumann Old Fashion Soda aftershave. This is definitely an old-fashioned style aftershave. It's an alcohol-based aftershave. Has a nice alcohol tingle to it, or burn, whatever you want to call it. And this does, again, smells like root beer. It's got kind of a cool scent. I don't think the scent doesn't stick around a real long time. So if you're worried about putting this on and smelling like you just came out of the soda shop, I don't think you have to worry about that. The scent fades pretty quickly, and I don't think this would interfere with any other kind of aftershave or cologne, or wouldn't interfere with any cologne or anything like that. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.